Hey, as long as this video gets out in September, which is when I'm recording it, it will have been about 6 months since I've uploaded, and that is not by design. I wanted to get that Phoenix Wright video done like that. But the fact is, I ran out of juice hard on that Phoenix Wright video. And part of it is I ran out of juice right as I hit a really hard part of it. I'm trying to get multiple voices to do certain things and trying to find people is difficult. I'm not giving up on the video entirely, but I'm not gonna make it my next video. I'm gonna wait a bit on it. And more importantly, I'm going to re-record the entire thing. No, sorry. I'm not gonna re-record the entire thing, just all the live action elements. Because those were recorded in 2021. And they are hideously out of date. They were recorded at this point probably more than a year ago. Readjusting in the chair. I feel like I'm not, sitting up straight enough. I just readjusted the mic too. Fuck. I'm gonna readjust the camera. God, I'm doing everything wrong right now. I'm breaking continuity like a motherfucker. But you know what I say about continuity? Fuck off. What I'm doing right here is basically giving everyone an update. I'm telling you all that, in fact, the Phoenix Wright video is not the next video as I had planned it to be. It is still in production, and I have multiple big projects that are kind of in pre-production right now. Whatever you'd call pre-production for a currently one-man team. If you want updates on those projects I called in pre-production, there's a link in the description for my Patreon. $1 and up patrons, I put out an announcement every month talking about where I am with all of them, what I'm doing. And $5 and up get special secret access to scripts and notes and other things. Things that sort of go behind the scenes a little bit. Please, if you have the money, please consider donating to the Patreon. And yeah, you will make me a very happy little guy, very excited little man. I'm not a very little man, but you'll make me an excited man, and that sounds worse than excited little man. So I'm gonna keep going with excited little man. Right now, I am going to actually give you an update because the two big projects that I'm working on are not going to be out for a long time. They are consistent, long projects that I'm going to be working on for, well, let's put it like this. One of them is probably not going to come out till at least, if optimistically, one of them's not coming out until, late 2023. And I do mean optimistically, because holy shit, that project's going to be a doozy. And that one you can read about on my Patreon, as well as the other one, which I'm less sure of a specific date as to when it's definitely not coming out until, because a lot of the pre stuff is done. But the next project I'm working on is about a few things that I'm really interested in. I wanted to do something about. It's really something I noticed a while back about this one weird time in television history, at the end of sort of the reign of cable TV, where Disney Channel and Nickelodeon fought over Marvel, using Marvel properties. It felt like an interesting little topic to cover, and I wanted to see, you know, what kind of story I could sort of try and pull out of that. And especially because like 3 out of the 4 shows were shows I watched as a tween and young teen. So, I mean, yeah, definitely something personal to me. After that, I desperately want to do a video about Neil Gaiman's Sandman. The show just came out. I've watched the whole thing twice. That is not an exaggeration. I genuinely have. I watched it once alone and once with my dad. And so I want to do a video sort of comparing that to the comic book. Seeing where the differences are, because I mean, I know where the differences are. I have read that comic so many times, but I want to see like what the difference is in the delivery, how it comes forward. I want to explain that. And so if you want, you know, a head start on that, go and watch the show. You don't have to read the comics if you don't have easy access to them, but if you do, I highly recommend it because I'll be talking a lot about the interplay between the two of them. And I will also say that these 2 videos, one of them probably is coming because it's the thing I'm working on right now and I'm still excited about it. One of them probably is coming. The Sandman one, I really like Sandman. It's probably coming, but I can't guarantee that. And I'm going to explain why now. I'm going to explain why the Phoenix Wright thing happened now as well. I'm going to explain what my brain has been doing. I released Ethics of Police Media in 2021, and that video was a pretty big success for me. I really have to thank the HBomber Guy subreddit for that. So my plan after releasing Ethics of Police Media was to release Ace Attorney, An Objection to Injustice. It was going to be one big video. And then I actually played the things I needed to play, and I said, no, if I make this one big video, it's going to take far too long, and it's going to be a ridiculously long video. It's going to be something like 2.5 hours, probably. Or even an hour and a half would have been big for me, especially alone. So I decided to just take the first part of it, part 1, which is the script that's been posted on my Patreon, which you can read, and just do that. So I started writing that. I actually started writing that before Ethics of Police Media ever came out, in 2020, and I started filming it in 2021. Finally, after I made Ethics of Police Media and I put it out and I waited a little while, I had that one bad day that I described in Skateboarding Games Are Therapeutic. I started playing skateboarding games, and my brain went, huh, hold on a second. Why am I enjoying this? And so Skateboarding Games Are Therapeutic was born. The script was born in a night. The video obviously came a little bit later, but it was extremely easy and laser focused. And so I was like, okay, now I can get to work on the Phoenix Wright video. And then I made a tweet. There was a tweet on Twitter that was like, as a game master for tabletop RPGs, what's a lesson that you've learned that you find important, what's a lesson that a game taught you that is important? And my brain immediately flashed back to 7th Sea. So I made a video about 7th Sea. I turned a tweet into a whole video about how 7th Sea made me basically reconsider how GMing works, what works in GMing. I love that video. That video was good and fun to make, and I want to make more videos like that, but I've still got the Phoenix Wright video, and I need to do that, because I've been promising myself that I will do that. And then, so I set a few Patreon goals, like, early on, thinking, oh, it's going to take me a while to hit these, because I'm not, like, I don't have an established popularity. It's going to take me a while to hit these, but, so my parents, my mom was like, hey, can I pledge to your Patreon? And I was like, please? What? Why are you asking? Please! 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 So she pledges $10, and I'm like, oh, I'm really close to that $15 goal. My dad then pledges $50 the next day. And so I blow past my $15 goal, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I have another video to make. And, you know, at first it's like, I'm just going to re-release the thing and it's going to be fine. But then I look at it and I'm like, this is bad. And there's a story to be told and why it's bad. And I know who can tell the story with me. And so I get my buddy Will, and we sit down, we watch this, we hang out. It's fun. He goes to feed his horses at the end. And, yeah, no, I had a lot of fun. And then while I'm editing that video, I have this idea, cause it kind of ends on a weird note. Because of the Discord notification and me going, fucking Discord! Ugh, like a fucking anime villain. And I'm like, what if I do like a next time on gag? And I tease Phoenix Wright video, forcing myself to make it my next video. That was a shitty idea, Mark. Why did you do that to yourself? Because at that point, the Phoenix Wright video graduated from being a fun thing that I wanted to do into a thing that I had to do, a thing that was necessary to be next. I couldn't switch over to something I was more interested in because no, the Phoenix Wright video is next, and it has to be next. I can't make any improvements because it has to be next. I need to find people because it has to be next, and no, it doesn't! No, it doesn't. God! I couldn't do any experimentation because I forced myself into a box, and I have 100 and something subscribers. I don't need to be doing that yet. This is not like a job. This is something I'm trying to make into a job. Sure. But I can't do that without consistently making stuff that comes into my head that I'm interested in. That I have... Okay, this is going to reveal a lot about me, but it's all in service of a metaphor. So, is it worth it? No. I used to be big in the Tumblr roleplay scene. I had about 15 blogs with 15 separate email addresses, and there was this term in that community called muse. It was a noun describing a character, but it was also something else. And I don't know what kind of part of speech to describe this as, but it was something that could be depleted. Fuel, essentially, for a certain character. And so I have run out of Muse right now for the Phoenix Wright video. And that Muse has gone into projects like what I am tentatively calling the Marvel Cartoon Wars. Instead of trying to force myself to scrape across the ground with something I am not fully ready to make, I'm gonna make things I want to make. Like, that's kind of what my mission statement's always been. It's make things I want to make. And I haven't been doing that because I've been feeling like I need to make this one thing. I don't. I need to make what I want to make. The Phoenix Wright video is still going to come. I want to make it. Eventually. It's an interesting story that I think should be told. But I don't want to make it right now. And I won't tell you when I'm going to make it. In fact, I'll probably, like, make it over time. I'll probably jump in and out of the project. And that's probably what my big projects will be like. I'm going to do a lot of smaller projects. I've already got ideas for other blank games are blank videos. Like skateboarding games are therapeutic. I already have 2 more ideas about stealth games being satisfying, and games like Stardew Valley, if someone can tell me the term for games like Stardew Valley, I'd love to know it, being productive. The point is, I'm not going to stop making videos. I love making videos, but I'm going to start making videos whenever the damn hell I want. And I think that that is going to net me a lot more happiness than trying to force myself to do one other thing. And furthermore, I think in this game, happiness is a key to success. When I'm doing something I want to do, it'll be obvious. And I think that's better than it being obvious when I'm unhappy in a video. I mean, if that's not obvious. I'm kind of spinning my wheels at this point, so I'm just gonna end this here and say thank you, everyone, for sticking around. I love all of you. You are great people, and I really enjoy having you around. I really enjoy having you watch my videos. And I don't know what else to say. If you're new here, if this is your first video here, please check out my other videos. They're not like this. They're fun and not talking about me as my last video talked about me, but it was to analyze a lot of other things. But that's another story for another day. No matter what, please subscribe to the Patreon, and leave a like, leave a comment. Please, if you can tell me what a Stardew alike is. But either way, no matter what, thank you for being here. You don't have to subscribe to the Patreon. I would just very much appreciate if you did. And you get special stuff for it, so please do. And subscribe to the channel if you like it, to get updates on, you know, stuff like this. Until I see you again, which hopefully will be very soon. See ya.